So we know Rollins, I keep saying that. Roman is scheduled to appear on SmackDown. And before we get into what they're saying about Night of Champions, or you know what, my biggest bone to pick right now actually is about Night of Champions. So I'm going to go into that. So he's going to be on SmackDown. He's being promoted to have a match at Night of Champions. Okay. That's exactly what we wanted. We said he can't just be there. He can't fly all the way to Saudi Arabia and do literally nothing. Like, he can't just have a ceremony celebrating the 1,000 days. Like, no, he can't do that. So I'm like, okay, cool. But my problem is, how can they say that there is nobody in the company that is worthy of facing Roman right now, because he's beating everybody, and there is nobody currently on the roster that can beat him, hence the introduction of the new championship and why they brought it to Raw. But then they're going to have him come back on SmackDown this week and have him defend the title 2 weeks later. Like, so we're going to get 2 weeks of buildup, but like Cody needed 3 months almost of buildup in order to get his match at WrestleMania. I'm just very confused. Or, you know, Sammy had like months and months and months leading up to his at Elimination Chamber. You're really going to have him just come back on SmackDown and then 2 weeks later have a title defense? Like, I don't feel like that makes any sense.
What if he's defending it within the bloodline?
That's my only thought that I had, but I felt like that was really quick too, though. Like,
no, you can still drag it out to SummerSlam.
No, but I'm saying it's very quick for them to jump from him returning after being gone since WrestleMania, appearing on SmackDown, and then 2 weeks later already having a match with one of the Usos. Like, I just feel like that's very quick when he's not been around. I just feel like that's the end goal, but it seems like it would probably be him versus Solo. But I just don't know that there's going to be enough build-up.
No, be him versus main event Jay.
No, Solo's dethroning him. Jay's not dethroning him.
No.
I'm saying the eventual end is him versus Solo.
Culmination of
it. But I'm saying
Night of Champions.
I still even think that him facing an Uso and obviously Jay at Night of Champions, that's like very quick for him to establish that in only 2 weeks, because it would be 2 weeks later that he would be fighting at Night of Champions. To me, maybe that wouldn't be too quick. I don't know, but to me, it just doesn't align with what they've been trying to sell us, that he's this dominant champion that no one can compete with. None of you can even come close to defeating him. Here's a new title because we need a full-time champion on Raw. But he's gonna get somebody on Friday, and then 2 weeks later he's gonna defend it against this person. Like, I just don't think it makes any sense. Basically, you kind of don't really care what happens and who he faces.
I don't care what happens with the bloodline at all until SummerSlam, because I'm in it for the long haul and realize that the show until SummerSlam, the main, 95% of the show is going to be about the World Heavyweight. And then you're going to have that 5% that there's still bloodline. And for instance, like the bloodline's on SmackDown now, so you're not going to get that like, oh, it's the bloodline starting Raw and SmackDown every week.
Yeah.
And they're always going to start the show. It's going to happen. Now it's like, oh, Raw. All right. Well, there's no bloodline. Like, there was no bloodline last night.
So if they do give him an opponent, though, do you think the only one that would make sense is Jay? Or do you think that they would give him somebody else? And if so, who do you think? Because when I was trying to think of it, I was like, I don't think there's really anybody that makes any sense at this point that's on SmackDown. Because, like, first of all, he's been gone for over a month. And the only people that they've continued to have him have issues with are the Usos. So, like, it does, to me, it wouldn't make any sense. But they're like promoting him and saying that, oh, every championship will be defended, whatever. Okay, but like Roman's not been around, and he doesn't have an established feud, or I don't know, he doesn't have anybody he's been going against for the past month. So it's like, there's not really a whole lot of people to me that make sense, unless they're just going to be like, give him some random. This is the other thought I had. Maybe they give him some random dude. And I'm saying random just because it could be anybody on the roster who's very clearly not going to win, just so that he can say, well, I defended my title and now let's celebrate 1,000 days. Like, I could see them doing that, being like, feed him like anybody that's not Tozawa or something. You know what I mean? Like
you get like a gauntlet of different like challenge the champ and like it's 1,000 days.
Well, I mean,
but it's all but
I just
it's not like legit like Rollins or Cody Rhodes type thing.
yeah, it could be any random person, like Karrion Kross or something. Like Karrion Kross is not going to win to become the champion, but then at least Roman would be like, well, you said every championship was going to be defended, and I just defended my title and I won in 2 minutes. So like I wouldn't be surprised, and like as annoying as that would be, it would play very well into his character.